So, when you ask ChatGPT a question, is it actually searching the live web for an answer, or is it kind of bluffing, just using old information? For anyone in marketing, getting this right is a billion-dollar question. So let's dive in and figure it out.
And this is a big deal because by 2026, which is right around the corner, Gartner is projecting that a full quarter of all the clicks we're used to seeing from classic search engines will have moved over to AI assistants. That's a huge shift, and it is happening incredibly fast.
So that really brings us to the one question that every brand, every business needs to be asking themselves right now. If your customers are turning to AI for their answers, how on earth do you make sure your brand is the one they see? This is the new frontier of visibility. Okay, so first up, let's really get a handle on the scale of what we're all up against. This is what we're calling the AI Visibility Challenge. Okay, check this out, because this is pretty wild. On the one hand, you have ChatGPT getting over 5 billion, that's a billion with a B, visits in a single month. Just astronomical usage. But on the other hand, a recent poll found that a whopping 7 out of 10 marketers admit they have no idea if it's even pulling live data. The gap between how much it's being used and how little we understand it is absolutely massive. So let's clear up all of that confusion right now. How does this thing actually work? What is really going on under the hood when it seems like it's browsing? So, does ChatGPT browse the web? Well, the simple answer is no. Not by default, anyway. And that right there, that's probably the single biggest misconception we have to get straight. You see, the base model, the one you're usually talking to, is basically a frozen snapshot of the internet. The best way to think about it is like a printed encyclopedia from April 2023. I mean, it's brilliant, it knows a ton, but its knowledge is completely locked in the past. It literally can't tell you what happened yesterday. And this right here is the whole ballgame. On one side, you have the default mode. That's the static, dated snapshot we just talked about. But on the other side, there are special live modes, like when it uses Browse with Bing or some other fancy techniques. In those cases, the AI can go out and fetch real-time data from the web. Understanding this difference, well, it's everything. Okay, so we get the problem now, right? Let's talk about the solution. How do we make sure our brands show up in both the static encyclopedia and the live modes? Well, this is the AI Visibility Blueprint. The whole strategy really comes down to 3 main pillars. First, you have to create content that is literally designed for an AI to easily grab and use. Second, you've got to build proof for your facts all across the web. And third, and this is crucial, you have to monitor your visibility and be ready to adapt constantly. Let's dig into that first step. What does extraction ready even mean? It's all about structuring your content so an AI just can't resist quoting it. We're talking about using Q&A style subheaders, writing super short and sweet bulleted answers like under 40 words, and using things like stat boxes and structured data, also known as schema, to make your key facts just pop right off the page. And that leads us perfectly into the second pillar, corroboration. See, it's not enough to just state a fact on your own website. These AI models, they gain confidence, and they're way more likely to cite you when they see that exact same fact repeated on other reputable sites. You basically have to create an echo chamber of your facts. Okay, so that all sounds good in theory, right? But does this stuff actually work in the real world? Well, let's take a look at a real-world rescue mission that shows just how powerful this blueprint can be. So picture this. A fintech startup is in full-blown panic mode. Why? Because ChatGPT is quoting their old, outdated mortgage rates from 2023. So they deploy the blueprint. They create an extraction-ready page with the new rates, they build a direct data feed for the AI, and they get the new rates syndicated on places like LinkedIn. And the result? Within 20 hours, less than a day, the AI models were citing the correct, live data, crisis completely averted. And what was the actual business impact? I mean, beyond just fixing the bad info. A 22% drop in support tickets from customers who were confused by the old rates. So this isn't just about marketing visibility, this is about solving real business problems and making your customers' lives easier. All right, let's bring it all home. What's the action plan? What do you need to walk away with and start doing like today? Here are the key takeaways. Think of this as your new to-do list for the AI era. Number 1, know the difference between the browsing modes. 2, start serving up extraction-ready pages. 3, go out and manufacture consensus for your facts on other sites. 4, whenever you can, feed the AI models directly. And 5, and this is non-negotiable, you have to monitor your visibility relentlessly. This is not a set it and forget it kind of thing.
Because here's the really scary part. Unlike traditional SEO, you can lose your spot in an AI answer and never even know it happened. There's no warning. Citations in this new world are won and lost in complete silence. So the final question is, are you listening?